What's up, Mike? Oh, I hear you, man. I'm just sitting here listening to the conditions on the radio, and maybe I don't know. I don't know how much time I have left up on this on this StreamYard. Anyway, I was like really close to having to have my reach my limit, but I was sitting there thinking, I was like, well, I'll put it on there as long as it skips there, and maybe see if anybody comes up or not. But there were some wackos out here earlier.
Mine was my dad's, and I just pulled it out of the rafters and took it to a guy, and he tuned it all up, fixed what needed to be fixed, and I got a lot of great comments on it.
Oh yeah. Actually, now I think about it, like if it runs over my time, does it will all of it, no matter what, get downloaded onto YouTube only up to that point? I think it's only up to that point, and then whatever else I did on the live stream, it won't be on the replay after. I don't know. I think that's how it works. But anyway, I ain't worried about it. I mean, when I want to start another one, I'll start another one. I got something else. I got something up my sleeve. You know what I'm saying?
And all my older radios. That's a quad 6. Out of the box, they'll do 70. And I had my buddy in the CB shop put the Palomar finals in it, and it puts out about 135, 140. Yeah. Okay, man. It's kind of fading, and I gotta get out of here. There.
Snooks. What's going on, Snook?
Now we're all finished, okay? Like it, just not me. Well, the tooth kicked out my amp. Alright, everything okay now for you? Yeah, it's just a trip. So yeah, our weather people were saying that the monsoons are done, and that's all over. And then we started getting more rains about a week later. Copy that. You're in Chernobyl now, Chernobyl, in the South Central Kentucky. One of the weirdest things I remember out there, and I wish I could just reach out and grab it. There was obviously a window on the side of the road with a little cart, and making something. And we thought that they were making like a Navajo plant. I'm not sure where else was on it.
Sorry about that. I hate that shit. I hear you, Snook. I mean, you know, that panel's open if you want. Yeah, I got that covered, Mike.
With the honey, which kind of, sounds like a really good, tasty dish.
It's rare to hear a female on the radio anymore, but I hear one on there right now. Dude, Snooks, man, I forgot my password to my Discord, so I can't even get into Discord anymore. I don't have my password anymore unless I start a whole new one. I can't. I haven't been able to get into it for a long time now. That's the reason why I haven't done anything with Discord. I forgot the password, and I don't remember where I put the damn wrote it down or whatever. So I haven't been able to get on it. So that's the only thing about Discord.
Especially the southern southeast truck stops, man, such good food. But you deal with what you got here, and I'm missing seafood a lot because we don't get a lot of really good seafood, being so far away from the coast either direction. So, but like I said, that's just a situation you deal with, and you find stuff other that you like as well.
Yeah, I want to.
My bride, she is a good cook, an absolute good cook. I love her to death for that. Oh my goodness. And it's funny because she wasn't really taught to cook. She taught herself, and man, she's pretty amazing. Well, good for you. Sounds like you made a good choice. My daughter-in-law.
Oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. As much as I hate how YouTube is getting more communist when it comes down to it, I guess I'm just gonna stick around until the wheels fall off of this sucker. I can navigate through YouTube pretty easy. I couldn't really find a real good way of using Discord yet. So, along with a lot of other platforms I've tried. So.
We're holding the channel up, I guess. I've enjoyed the QSO with you, though. Fantastic station. It sounds fantastic out here in Phoenix. That's what I'd like to talk to you too, and I'll get just tight. You go in and type it, and I will relinquish the frequency to you. We'll be talking again soon. You and probably quite a few times there. My memory just getting a little dim on me there, past 60 now. So good to hear you out there in the West. Yeah, give me a better idea where you're out there in Illinois, and bring the first personal back there for 789. Yeah, you got Terry out here, Jamie. Oh yeah, you're right across the river from St. Louis, so you're in the southern part of the state here of Illinois, and your first personal is Terry. Is that a Roger? Yeah, well, you're going to be with a big old signal there, Terry. Good to hear you out there on the band this time around. Yeah, kicked in pretty early there. We didn't really get to talk to Parker and those guys on the shore about a whole lot. We got to Colorado, Wyoming, and Arizona and stuff too this summer. But I think it took a year or two for the skip cycle to kick in that last time around 2011-12, so we got good shore bounce, Roger. Oh yeah. I read some last letter too. It started out pretty strong east and west, and of course you guys been talking over the Atlantic here, Terry, I think, and some of the outlying coastal areas. But here in inland.
Roger that there, Snooks, no worries. Yeah, Mike, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's pretty crazy. Like I said, I just got out of YouTube jail on this main channel. I got a second strike already. They deleted 14 videos since February. I've got 2 videos that got a age restricted scenario on them. It's just really irritating the crap out of me, actually. And honestly, even some of the videos that I actually that were old had information on it that actually at the time when they deleted them, that was the mainstream belief. But over the period of time since then, they've been debunked in a sense, and my videos are still deleted, even though they were right. And I was, truth is the enemy in the society of lies. It's hard, when you're taught not to lie and all that other stuff, but yet this society actually is built on lies. I mean, the ones that did the most lying are the ones that actually have the most power at the moment. It's pretty crazy. But we're all taught, no, you shouldn't lie. Oh, you shouldn't use violence. Only we can use violence. You shouldn't be able to protect yourself. We should be the ones protecting you. You shouldn't feed yourself. You shouldn't grow food for yourself. You should rely on us to give you the food you need. You should rely on us to get the water you need, the electricity you need, the fuel that you can't get anymore.
Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, so really enjoyed these conditions there, Mike. Yeah, there's a few that have moved on there, and we're going to really, Needle Bender 2811 Eli out there in Sacramento, and then Allen, but Bruce, he's still down there, boys, he's talking up the storm there, okay? showing bounds between the north and south part of the state there. So we need to talk to some operators down there around Twin Falls, Boise, Pocatello, that area. But it doesn't. Just go to Oscar and John Dillon, 25 in Kansas City. Give them out.
Let me, hey Mike, or if you're still sitting there, man. I mean, so what's the deal about Rumble? I mean, can you navigate around kind of like you do on YouTube? Because I kind of use YouTube as either entertainment and also networking. You know what I'm saying? I like to actually find people through YouTube. Anyway, that's just me. Rumble, I haven't really done anything with it, so I don't know anything about it.
Solar Storm is doing its thing, ain't no doubt about it. Pied Piper, Riverside Cows waving a hand to the frequency, one good time, ain't no doubt about it. Back quiet. Before Raj, I appreciate the give back, no doubt about it. I'll be having a good evening out there. Good afternoon. Piper, Southern California. Back quiet. Stand by, big brain.
Audio 1212 audio.
Oh, I got you. Were you oversized doing the piloting? Wow, that's crazy. This is Canada, UFO capital of the world. What's happening? Yeah, you're out there in Wisconsin, man. Top of the evening to you, sir. Station out there in Wisconsin, 105 wave. I wanted to keep both his hands on the steering wheel. 1060. Have a great weekend coming up. 105. No, sir, bro. Keep both my hands on the wheel. Yeah, I think I hear you getting back to me there. 317 out there in Moline, Texas. 7857. How's it going? It's crazy busy. So never change. Just 317. Catch you later. Hey, 777, come on back. Hey, Roger. John. First bus on this Echo Romeo Indigo Q. Hey, hello out there in Tacoma, Washington. Good evening out there. 105 waving a hand. 07 California.
Well, good evening, everybody out there in the chat. Whoever's in there now, Sunfish, good to see you. Good to see you in there. I am the 1122 Wingnut Radio. I will be your host for Anarchy Television. And good evening to everybody out there. Everybody in Radio Land, everybody in YouTube Land. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is Friday night. Unfortunately, I still have to work tomorrow, so it's not really the weekend for me. But it is Friday night. So, Friday night, there's things to do. And shit to do is what I'm all about. Get doing some shit. And there's a lot of skip out there to listen to. And then also, like, for instance, I got the link up there. People, if anybody wants to come up and have a chat, there is that option. Oh, yeah, we gotta have some Friday Night Lights. Okay, hold on.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2. Hey, top of the evening to you out there, Mr. 396 in Buffalo. Top of the evening to you, sir. 105, waving back. Anything like that, you take care of
I saw the new toy that you got there. It definitely has potential. Sunfish. A little TLC. I think it'll be all right. Actually, I kind of like that outboard motor. Actually, I think that's a hell. $100 is worth the motor. I think, but you got a good deal for that.
All right, have a good evening out there, sir. Yeah, 292 St. Louis, man. Top of the evening to you too, bro. All right, we're just making sure the little coat hanger's working out there, man. All right, 73rd, have a great weekend. All right, brother, 73rd, 105. I do got a copy on you. Go ahead, sir. Oh, yeah, you're getting up, brother. All right, 73rd is out there. Have a fantastic weekend. 105 Arizona, standing by. I do. Copy 698 in Mobile, Louisiana. I used to live in Shreveport over there. What's going on, brother? I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I've been to Baton Rouge many times over there, man. Yeah, that's some old stomping grounds. I used to be stationed over there at Barksdale Air Force Base over there.
Well, Miranda, what I'm hearing is mostly like the left coast over there. That's what I'm mostly hearing at the moment. There's some West Indies in there. Probably pretty soon, like in the next hour or so, conditions might get out toward like Hawaii or New Zealand and Australia. That's what the conditions have been doing for the past few days anyway. So I'm just kind of listening to things, and like I said, like I said, I was like, I got the link up there. People want to come up and all that stuff, but otherwise, I'm just sitting here listening.
People in here in the radio coming in all the same time.
And you're right, Sunfish. That was a good motor. That was a good investment, in my opinion, for the money.
Over here too. Mr. 222. Hello, sir. Check in with you. Tony DB here in Central Missouri. And so here to live at you. All right, brother. I appreciate it, man. You have a super fine evening over there. Thank you for the flowers, sir. Take care. Have a great evening. 105. That looks awesome. Yeah, it's one of those giant potatoes, man. When they turned it, they baked it, they opened it up, they hollowed it out, turned it into a shepherd's pie, baked it again, and then served it. It looks awesome.
Well, I'll tell you this, Sunfish, for stuff that I do personally, I like going into a lot of these rivers around here, checking out all these like freshwater springs around here in Florida and stuff. And a smaller boat like that, you can maneuver so much easier around some of these creeks and rivers and shit. That's what I like. I am so over. I grew up close to the beaches most of my life. I'm so over saltwater. I like freshwater. I'd much rather be around a freshwater spring or something like that nowadays than anything else.
Oh, yeah, we definitely need it, brother. We need it all we can get. All right, appreciate it, man. All right, you do the same out there. Hey, you have a super fine weekend, man. 105 Arizona. We're on the side. My brother had a for potato chips, and they brought one of their potatoes to take and show the customers. Oh, it's all good in the neighborhood. The weekend's upon us. Hello, 1 2 1 2. Bob Lamb. 1 2 1 2. Southern Cal. 527, right around shaking ground. I'm reading the mail. Okay, New Zealand couple unearthed 17.4 pounds of potatoes like a record.
Audio 1 2 audio. Audio. Holy crap! My batteries are fucking shit right now. I can't get it. I can't get the damn batteries to hold a charge. I'm gonna have to either get another, get these guys, replace these batteries or something else, or like other batteries, or I'm gonna have to get like some kind of a power supply to run everything. Which I'd like to figure out a way where I can keep everything on, off-grid type scenario.
Out there, 413 and Tennessee 105, waving at him.
What up? No, I hear you, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Because where I live here in Texas, the Brazos River is a shallow river.
Well, see, that's the thing I like about, like, I've got two kayaks actually, man. One of them is a pretty long, pretty big, long one, and the other one is a really short, small one. And the small one I actually use more because there's a lot more places that I can get into. A lot of the rivers that I go in are like a lot of switchbacks and back, tributaries or canals or whatever, and that long kayak, now that one is all right if I got a long straightaway. You know what I'm saying? It don't like to take, yeah, well, or loaded down, because that's the main reason why I have it. Is like, for instance, if I wanted to load it down with camping gear, the bigger one is the more likely the one I'd like to do, because I got more room to put stuff. The small one, I can get a little bit on there. I mean, a basic small kit or whatever, but what I was thinking actually is probably trying to figure out how I can connect the two of them, kind of like make a catamaran out of it, and where I have like a deck, like both kayaks connected, and then like have a deck between them. Put a little trolling motor on it.
That'd be cool.
I mean, I was sitting there thinking it would be like a catamaran, just one small kayak and one big kayak.
Yeah, you could put some foam in that smaller kayak to give it more buoyancy.
Oh no, these are the sit on top type kayaks, dude. It's
paddleboard.
Yeah, well, yeah, like an ocean kayak, but I use it out here all the time.
I got a paddle. I used to have a paddleboard.
Yeah, this is like an actual, like, sit down, like, but it's the sit on top. It's not the ones you get like inside. You know what I'm talking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, but yeah, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I can probably like take some kind of a rail and connect the two of them, and have like a little deck between the two of them, and put like a little trolling motor on it, and be like a little catamaran type of thing. I haven't done that yet, but it's an idea in the head.
Man, I got the stuff to do it here too.
I don't get out on the water as much as I was used to. I don't really, like there was a time, man, it was like, oh man, almost every single day or every other day during the summer, man, I was out on the river somewhere. Some of these rivers around here, there's a lot of rivers around here that's got springs on it, and I explore like where normally I won't see a single person the whole time I'm out. I'll go in places where nobody goes.
Like I used to have a 12-foot long kayak, all fiberglass.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing made me strong. Just moving it around by myself because that thing is heavy.
Oh yeah. The ones I
Someone
got are just
stole
like
it.
regular plastic or whatever, but they're like the ones that you sit on top. You know what I mean? You don't get inside of them. You sit on top of it, and but these things are like, I guess you would call them more like an ocean kayak, or something like that. Like where you getting in the waves and stuff, because you can flip this thing over and it won't sink. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, the only problem is like you flip it over, all your stuff was gone. Floating down the river. But you know, that's the thing, man.
I never flipped a kayak or a canoe.
Oh yeah.
I'm always really cautious.
I actually I fell off of one time, or I flipped one. Well, most of my stuff stayed on because I had it like bungeed on or whatever. But
Yeah.
there's a fish down there somewhere that's wearing my sunglasses. I'm telling you, man. Seriously.
Like I've been on the river when it was sketchy, like flooded, and
Yeah.
we took the canoe out there, the 12-foot canoe. We went because we had to go down and over to get to this creek mouth,
Yeah.
and we like to sit right there where that creek mouth is. Hold on a second. Oh, the dog's fixing to run off.
Dude, I got my cousin's boy dogs over here for 4 days now, sniffing out my females because I got my female, one of my females was in heat right now, and these guys, I'm telling you, man, I have to give these dogs credit. They're very persistent, even when I nail them in the butt with a BB. I'm serious. It'll make them run off for a minute there, but then they'll come back and they'll circle around, kind of like a fox sitting there, just wait, kind of circling the house. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's basically that's what he'll do. He'll be sitting there and just waiting for the moment where I'm not around, where you can come over here and hang out with my girls.
Oh god.
I'm telling you, man, it's like, oh, yes, all I need is more pups. You know,
No,
that's
we
all I.
moved, and so my dog is like smelling all these smells, and she wants to explore them.
Oh, that's
The
good to
people
see that.
around here.
Mike Carhole, whatever, said he came from your community or whatever. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah, it's not a name that I'm familiar with. That's pretty awesome, guy. I don't know. You got a
Cornhole?
following coming with you, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I showed you out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was like I said, I was like I was sitting there, I was checking out that book because I mean, I don't have anything that's got a motor on it. I just got kayaks, but I've got a trolling motor, like a battery powered trolling motor that I could probably rig up where I can hook it on the back of my kayak and on my small one. That'd be kind of
That's
cool.
what I want to. I can't wait to find out if that trolling motor that came with that works.
You haven't even hooked it
It's
up to
like,
a battery?
no, I don't got a battery to hook it up to.
Well, does the prop spin and all that? Does it seem like it's seized up or anything?
No, it seems like it runs perfectly. Like functions perfectly.
Okay. Well, you might be in luck. You
I
might have
think
gotten a
it'll
real
be.
good deal. The guy must have just wanted to get rid of it. You know what I mean?
Well, the backstory I got from it, there was another boat there for 200, bigger one. Was all decked out too.
Yeah.
The story was the lady's husband passed away 2 years ago, and so she just left the house abandoned with everything and just went on with her life. And they just now came back to get everything out of it and sell it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, sometimes you can get really good deals. I know this one guy that got a deal similar to like what you got into, and he had like the guy was a welder, and he had all the stuff that you needed, like this really high dollar welder. The woman just wanted to get rid of it. She didn't know what it was worth. That dude was like, "Here, I'll give you a couple $100 for the whole thing, everything you got sitting there." She's like, "Okay, just get it out of here." You
But
know?
I'm not done with the deal. Yeah, man. Like we got the boat, and I got probably about 20 pairs of jeans, like brand new pairs of jeans for $20.
Oh yeah. There you go,
Can't beat
man.
that.
No, dude, not in this day and age, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, things are getting high. Um, I was sitting there, I was talking about it just today, actually. There's this new drink. I don't know, some kind of energy drink or whatever. All right. Well, the price of it is before tax. It's like $2.40 or something like that, and it's a
Yeah.
16-ounce can. I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, dude, this is about the same amount as money as a gallon of gas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A gallon of milk is more expensive than a freaking gallon of gas right now. I mean,
Eggs too, man. Eggs are gone up.
it's just crazy, and it's not going to stop from what I can tell, man. Things are on a fast track to go worse, and
Oh yeah.
that's the problem, dude. Because I mean, people are just going business as usual, and I don't know, man. I wonder about it. Like when I go to work or something like that, or I'm out on the road, I wonder about it. If the shit was to hit the fan right then and there, all right, you know, all these people
Would
out
you
here on
be
the
ready?
road, it's like, what are these people going to do? What are they going to do? You know what I mean? I wonder about that because I have an idea what I'm going to end up doing, but I couldn't tell you exactly what my neighbor's going to do.
Well, first of all, I always carry, so I always got a weapon on me. All right, and I know in my mom's vehicle, I got ammunition. So if something happens when I'm with my mom, I know I got ammunition.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. I wish DeSantis would get off his butt and make this a constitutional carry or something like that in this Florida because I'm sick of it, man. It's stupid. I don't want to get a
Yeah,
license to do something that I should have a right to be able to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have it's that fear aspect, but I have a fear that if I take it outside my fence line, I'll most likely, it'll be that one day that a cop pulls me over, and next thing you know, they're going to take it from me.
yeah.
Or like, oh my God, he's got a gun. You know.
Well, first of all, like when you go into places and stuff like that with your firearm, because I open carry a lot.
Well, yeah.
I got a what is where it locks my holster locks. I forgot what they call it. It's a section 2 or something, something like that. It's some kind of a
I think I
holster.
know. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So, like right there, that's gonna be good on your part because you don't want just have an open holster.
Yeah, it takes a couple of moves or something like that to unlock it to get it out, right? It's like a couple of
Yeah.
slight moves or whatever, like a flip of this and a button there, and boom, you got it.
Yeah. And I practice religiously. Like I sit there every time I put my gun.
That is the thing, man. The draw. I'm gonna tell you, a lot can happen. A lot can go wrong in a draw.
Yeah.
You know. And
that and ammunition. You got to get some trusted ammunition.
well, that's another thing too, man. I haven't even target practiced in a long time because I just really can't afford the ammunition at the moment. I don't want to use up what I got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I've thought about it.
I seen a officer involved shooting, and this officer got shot in the shoulder and only got one shot off before his gun jammed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that right there in my mind is scary.
Well, that could be a number of things. Could be like just didn't clean his damn weapon. You know what I mean? That could be one thing, or I don't know, shitty ammunition. That could be another thing. But
see, that's what my guns. I like once a week. I don't like even if I don't shoot them or like that. I make sure I go through. I make sure I do my grease treatment, and make sure I do my lubing treatment. Make sure everything's clean and clear. Functioning right.
Yeah.
Then proven weapons. That's another thing people lack at. They just they're like, okay, I need to go buy a gun for self-protection, but I want the cheapest one I can find. They don't think about quality.
The only thing about this one right here, it's just so freaking big to carry. That's the only problem about this one.
Yeah.
I wish I had a little bit of smaller, like everyday carry type of thing.
But I like this fits me like a glove. All right,
Like,
and yeah.
dude,
Well,
this is
see,
a
what is that?
smart
Is
system.
that a 9 or is that a 45?
That's a
No, that's
22.
a 22. My bad.
Yeah,
But
it
that's
shoots the
still a
full
work.
roll punch.
Yeah. See, I like that too. I mean, I because 22, that happens to be one of the rounds that I see. I'm trying to keep a certain caliber. I got like 3 different calibers, and I want to stick with that. I mean,
Yeah.
unless I get a shotgun, which I might get one eventually, but other than that, I don't have a shotgun. But I've got 3 different calibers I want to stick with, and 22 is one of them, and the 45 is another. And I'm just like, I kind of wanted to, like, I don't know. I don't like. For some reason, I just don't like 9 millimeters. I don't know why. What's up, Steve? What's up,
You
Steve?
know, a lot of people, I could totally relate. Okay, because like 9 millimeter ammunition really hasn't took a step like how it has in the last 10 years.
Right,
All right, so like like I've had nines, and I got ammo right now that would shoot right through a car.
right. Well, see, the thing is, the only thing about a 9 that I like better than the 45 is like in one magazine, I can get more ammunition in there. You know what I mean? They'll double stack that stuff. I mean, unless
Yeah,
I got a single stack, you know, freaking 7 rounds or 8 rounds or whatever. You know what I mean? On a 45. That's the only thing I don't like about that. I don't like about the 45. It's just like I wish it was a double stack, for instance, or whatever. But and I do like a 9 because it's, you know, can be compact. But the thing is, now I haven't found one I liked yet. If there is one out there, but a lot of the ones, when I fire it, the slide always wants to pinch me in my hand, right in the groove of my hand where my thumb is,
yeah,
and I don't like that. That's why I like that 1911. It's got that guard right there, and I don't have any of that problem. And
yeah.
I don't
I
know.
mean, I don't know how you hold your gun, but like, I do it. I've been taught a certain way to like where your hand, like it just fits like a glove around you, like your hands fit around that firearm.
Right? Yeah.
And I've taught myself to keep my thumb away because, dude, I've caught from the slides, dude. I've
Well,
messed my thumb up.
that's the thing. It's like, right in this area. That's where it ends up getting me. It's like when it fires, it just pinches me. I a lot of the ones that I've tried that are 9 millimeter, for instance. Now
Yeah,
I haven't went through everything. I haven't tried everything, but that's the
but I'm
one reason
telling you
why
right
I'm
now,
like I haven't really liked them.
you will like a Beretta M9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now they're not like they're just a 10 stack clip. I mean magazine. But you 1 second. Let me go get my Beretta. I just show
Oh
you, dude. Like this thing's badass.
yeah. I do want to. I got some ideas of what I would like to have, but I just don't have the money for a lot of it.
Oh yeah. I mean a Beretta M9. That's a $600 gun.
Uh, Steve, you have a point there. Fair enough. Fair enough. All
I mean,
right.
'cause
Yeah.
like your everything rests and stuff. You're out of the way.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's also 22 because I'm sticking with 22 and 20 gauge.
Hey, Steve. There's a lot of channels out there that their whole channel is nothing but having handling firearms. I mean, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's a Second Amendment scenario. I live in America. I mean, I don't worry about that kind of crap. And then YouTube, it wants to be communist. They've already, hell, all they got to do is they got one more chance. Next thing you know, they can shut me down. I got two
Well,
strikes.
they're not going to shut you down, because if you handle a firearm properly, like how I did with mine, showing
Mhm.
that the firearm was not loaded and not
Mhm.
putting my finger on the trigger or anything like that, not then you're good.
All right. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not.
it's just how you present your firearm.
All right. But that's the thing is like,
I'm just
yeah, I am not worried about it too much.
yeah. I mean, there's loopholes around things, all right? There's
Yeah.
loopholes around because it is our right to do to shoot and freedom of speech. I mean, I feel that's like infringing on freedom of speech.
Well, that's the thing is like, it's one of them things, man. it's
It
it's
is,
one of them
but
things.
everybody
It's
has their
like,
opinion about guns.
well, see, that's the thing too, man. It was weird. It reminded me of another thing. There was this guy I know in the UK, and I was over on his live stream one night, man, and he just loves guns. He's like a gun freak. He just loves them. He
Yeah.
just goes nuts. He just wants to see them. He wants to see them, and and all this other stuff. And he was like, and he I told him, I was like, yeah, I have a pistol, And he's like, oh, please show it to me, show it to me, show it to me, show it to me. Well, I just did exactly what I just kind of like just presented it, basically on the video, and it's like, look, there it is, what up, blah blah blah. And whenever he freaked out, he's like, oh man, this is so cool. Well, come to find out, he got so much hate mail from all these assholes on YouTube, like, and like, oh, you shouldn't do that. And he was like, dude, he's an American. He was in America. We're in Britain, It's like, it's not like I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, I don't know, man. I think people just don't even want to look at a firearm now. They got this idea that just looking at it is just, oh my God.
Yeah.
And what's up, Purple? And but it's just crazy though.
I'm going to explain why I need a firearm where I live in Texas. First of all, I live out in the country. Second of all, hogs will attack you.
Right.
So there's one. I need to protect myself against wildlife. All right. Our founding fathers wrote a constitution to protect ourselves from, what is it?
So we can defend ourselves from tyranny.
Yeah, from tyranny. Yeah.
Yeah, basically that was basically the whole gist of it. So we can protect ourselves and defend ourselves from tyranny. Yeah.
But yeah, there is a lot of controversy with firearms right now. There's a lot of people out there that should not be carrying a firearm. There's a lot of people out there that, there's kids out there that don't need to be carrying a firearm.
When was the first time you shot a firearm? When's the first time you actually shot one off? What age were you? Yeah.
Probably about 4 or 5.
Right on.
An actual firearm, like before that, BB guns,
Yeah, no, I'm talking about actual firearm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 4 or 5.
Right on. Yeah. I think I shot my first one, and it was a shotgun, man, but I was 10 years old, and it was a 10 gauge. my granddad, he said, man, the only thing that can hurt this gun is the price of the bullets. And I was like, I thought I was all that, man. I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, I got this thing, man. That had such a freaking kickback on that sucker.
Oh yeah,
it about knocked me down. I thought my shoulder was going to dislocate. You know what I mean?
And I bet your granddad said every time he came around, you want to shoot that 10 gauge?
No, I was like, I'll stick to the 16 gauge while you're bullshit. Yeah. I'm telling you. But yeah, because I got some like 22s and stuff, man. I'm still pretty decent with iron sights and stuff, but I got where we take actual 22 shells and just stick them out down the way, on a cinder block, and we would actually use that as the target. You know what I mean? And instead of actually putting targets up, we just put the empty shells of the 22 shells up on a cinder block, and that's what we were shooting at. And I got pretty decent at that, man. I could hit the hair off a gnat's nuts at 30 yards.
Yeah. 22 is an awesome round. 22 long rifle is an awesome round.
Yeah.
It's a very universal round. It's just all about placement, all placement shot.
Well, that's another thing too. I remember a story about
Ammunition.
like when all the settlers started coming in and stuff, and 22 or when the ammunition was around, and a lot of the Native Americans were laughing at the whites and stuff because they were using these high calibers to take down this stuff, and they just do a well placed 22 and take that thing down, man. It's like
Yeah.
they were just lying. It's like you don't need something like that. You don't need that high caliber big ass freaking rifle, you
Yeah.
know? Because it's kind of like me too. I like that sneak and stalk type of hunting anyway.
Oh yeah.
Because I haven't gone on a hog hunt, but I want to go on a hog hunt using my crossbow one of these days, and because I haven't done that yet, and but I've got a couple of bows and crossbow and then other stuff, but
Well, I highly recommend doing your research on how to hog hunt for with crossbow, because you just can't use a regular broad tip. You can't just use a regular just a razor broad tip. For deer, you got to use like a strong stout tip. Because you got to penetrate all that fat in that shoulder, and like there's a lot to it.
yeah.
I mean, it's just shot placement too, and you can't take like they got to be, shoulder
Drop.
to you.
Basically drop them with that shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've actually shot a couple hogs with a crossbow, dude, and I shot one probably in the lungs, and we didn't find him till the next day. Then I shot this other one right in the shoulder, dude, but it didn't kill him.
Are you
We
sitting in a
actually shot
blind?
him. Huh?
Are you sitting in a blind?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
We used to mow this hunting property for this guy. Like, they used to grow champion right-tailed deer,
Yeah.
and they had a big hog problem. So he just let us go out there and sit in the blinds and shoot them.
Yeah. I got a guy I know around here that there's a lot of the farmers around here that actually pay him to do that too. He'll go out there and get like 3 or 4 like 250 pound females, and come back, process the whole dang thing, every single one of them. And it'd be nothing but like parts and like big, 4 big ass coolers, and go right back out and get 4 more. And it's crazy, babe, because there was just getting pretty bad in some of this area. It looked like a damn bulldozer would come through the property when they get in there.
Yeah. Exactly, man. They'll come in there and they'll rip up some stuff.
Oh yeah, dude.
And they like creek beds too. They like to travel creek beds.
Yep. That's the thing, dude. I mean, I'm not going to rely on deer, but there's a lot of stuff right here in Florida, for instance, around the area and stuff that, if the shit hit the fan and I can hunt, that's one thing that I could do. But because there's a lot of different things. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm not the only ones thinking that shit. So, if everybody starts hunting deer, you're going to do it all. And next thing you know, deer's going to be extinct,
Well, one thing you got to take into consideration, a lot of people are going to hunt deer when shit hits the fan. They're going to hunt. They're going to eat a lot of things. They're going to try to survive. But the key to success in getting away with it is being quiet.
Oh yeah.
That's when air rifles come into play.
That's what I was sitting there. I was sitting there thinking the same thing, because that's why I like the bow hunt. and stuff
Oh
like
yeah, the
that.
bow hunt is efficient, dude. Like I shot archery all my life, you know. Like I
Yeah.
was in, you know, when I was a kid, dude, I was in actually in the Junior Olympics,
Oh, right on.
actually for the state of Kansas, dude. So like I got that down. That's like a bicycle. Like I can get a bow and like shoot it for like at least a couple days and get back into the swing of things, and I'm down. Um, but I think a 177 caliber break action, like a break open piston rifle, and then like a 22 caliber or 30 caliber or 25 caliber, one of those break action, you know, something that doesn't take CO2. You just, you know, break the barrel to cock it.
Yeah.
I think that would be enough efficient to take out anything. Just with the right pellets too, because you gotta, you know, grain you gotta, you know, the impact energy. So a higher grain bullet, the more it weighs, but the faster it's going, it's the more of the impact. And I think it takes like 30 something. I think it was like, I forgot how like what they said. It was like 30 square pound, 30 foot, 30 foot, 30 square pound foot or something like that to like kill a deer, then 40 to kill a hog.
Oh, that I don't know. Oh, right offhand. But have you seen those the air powered um um I guess I don't know how you would call it, but it shoots an arrow. It's like a
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty neat. I mean, I saw a guy that went hunting with one of them. He did a video on it and all that stuff, man. But I don't know, man. It's still got a louder noise, and you know when it shoots, but still, I like the idea with the arrow. And there's another guy that's out in I think he's in Germany.
Yeah.
He's made an attachment for his bow and also a crossbow where it has like a magazine where you can have like 5 or 6 arrows, and it just pull back and shoot, pull back and shoot, pull back and shoot. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. You know, like when you shoot a bow, you know that you hear that. Shoo.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you take like some rabbit fur
Yeah.
and like make a ball and attach it to your string on both sides,
Yeah.
that will actually make it quieter.
Yep. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I've actually got stuff all over my bow.
Yeah.
I've got a recurve, and I've also got a compound, and I also got a crossbow. But you know, the crossbow at the moment is the only thing that I don't have a lot of silencing things on. Everything else, like my compound bow, that's set up. It's an older one. It's like an older, heavier style of compound bow.
That's
But
what I got. I got an older Browning, like it's like a '90s Browning.
I can't remember. I think mine's a. Well, I know my recurve's a bear. I can't remember.
Yeah, bears.
I
I
want to
like
say
bears.
my compound is also a bear. I can't remember right offhand. Or no,
Yeah.
wait a minute. No. I take that back. I take that back. It's more like something like it starts with a E, like um. Oh shit, I can't remember. But anyway, I'm not looking at it at the moment either, so I don't really know. But it's an older one, so I mean it's quite heavy compared to the new bows today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's got everything I need. I got my sights on it. I got all the whisper quiet stuff that I can put on it. Um, you know, uh,
You know,
it's not that hard to pull back. I had another one that was actually pretty decent, man. But the thing is, it was just like so freaking. I didn't like how hard it was because I was in a motorcycle wreck a while back, and it's just like my shoulder doesn't act the same. So
yeah.
it's just pulling that damn string back. It was a pain in the ass. And the one I've got now is the only one that I can actually like. I can maneuver pretty decent. Yeah.
Last year, I bought this one off of Amazon. It was just like one of those hybrid bows, so it was like shorter. But that damn thing was 70 pounds.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't really care for it because it was like it was so unstable when you had you draw. Like it was easy to like twist the bow back and forth when had it drawn.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't like how stable it was. So like your shots were not as accurate as you wanted them to go.
Oh yeah. Dude,
And you
actually,
really got to be
I've seen some
careful.
really crazy stuff now when it comes down to it. I saw this one. It was a crossbow, but it was a vertical bow instead of a horizontal bow. It was a vertical up and down bow on it, but it was a crossbow, and it had like a damn, everything like a damn, you know, it looked like a regular a crossbow, but just a vertical bow. I thought
That's
it was kind of
crazy.
neat the way the guy was demonstrating it in the video I saw, um, just maneuvering around in the woods. You think about it, maneuvering around in the woods, like if you were like stalking a deer or something like that, and you got the limbs of that bow like sticking out on each side of you. All right, well, put it like up and down. It's so much easier to go in and out between trees like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I was like, that's a neat idea. Um, I saw another one. That the what they call the Archer's paradox. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you shoot the arrow, it kind of veers a little bit, off to like especially like a recurve bow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kind of like it kind of like wiggles around the bow and then kind of like makes its way down. It's like that what they call the I guess the Archer's paradox is what they call it. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, there's this company I think it's in China. Well, anyway, instead of how the arrow is sitting on the side of the bow, they've got it to where where it sits in the center, in the dead center. So they got the bow kind of like wrapping around
I've
the
seen
actual
that.
arrow. I
And
thought
they
that
got
was
some
pretty
thick ass
neat too.
arrows. They got
You
like
know,
those three.
go ahead,
It
go ahead.
looks
I'm
like
sorry, there's a delay. Go ahead.
it like I've seen those Chinese bows. They got some like over there and like they got some weird bows. They got some short. They got these short fat bows that shoot these like dude. I swear they're probably like quarter of an inch dial arrows.
Right,
So you hear them hit the target. Tonk.
right. 21 South Carolina. Good to see you. Good to see you. Skip is running out there on the damn radio, man. I got channel 38 right here listening. Actually,
6 at 980 had received and transmit like you wouldn't believe. It was a boat anchor, but that thing was awesome.
channel 38 is still hopping. Lower side band. But yeah, I actually saw one. It was like another one of those Chinese companies or whatever. But instead of arrows, it actually had a like a magnetic type of a connect on the string itself, and you could put ball bearings
Yeah,
on
I
that.
seen those too, dude.
Yeah, I have yet to
That
try
is
one. Like I would
crazy.
actually like to sit there and actually try it and see what it was like. But it looks interesting. You know, I was like, that would be kind of a neat. That's a neat idea. It's an upgrade on like a slingshot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, I've done a lot of traditional hunting all my life, I've taken a lot of deer. I've taken some big deer, I've taken some deer that were once, scored 170, 180, but I'm bored with it all. I'm bored. Like, I want to do like blow dart hunting. I want to do like the spear hunting. I want to do like stuff that's like
Oh man, sunfish.
you,
Have you seen the guy that was hunting hog with a spear? Have you seen that?
yeah.
Dude, he would
His
sit in a
name's
tree
Tim Wells,
stand.
dude.
He would sit in a tree stand and just kind of hang over the tree stand,
Just drop it.
strapped and just drop it on him. you know, like a dead drop. I was like, that is it is so quiet because all the
Yeah,
other
I
pigs
want
are
to do
like, what
that
the
so
fuck just
bad.
happened? You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
I think that was so awesome. That would be
Well,
something to
the
try.
the Native Americans used to do shit like that too. Like they'll like get up in big trees on
Yeah.
major game trails and wait for a deer and all that to come through. And so they got their knife out, ready to rock and roll. And so they'll just jump on top of that sucker and slit its throat.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I'm not gonna go out there and start jumping on damn deer's back and stuff.
That's some
But
Rambo stuff,
like I
man.
said, I mean, you know, I mean, you think about it. Like you sit there and you just kind of hang over, like on a tree limb or on your deer stand or whatever. Just hang over and just wait for it to walk by, and just drop that sucker right on them. And
Yeah.
dude, it was so quiet. The only noise was the pig that was squealing. Everybody else was like, "What the hell just happened?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't move. They didn't because you shoot off a shot, man. They all scatter. When that guy did that, they didn't. They just kind of like, what the hell just what happened? You know what I mean? They were just standing around, you know. But the other
Even
one that
by
got speared, he just took off.
the that company that he goes through is called Cold Steel.
Yeah,
I've already looked at them, dude. Like for about $300, I can get a setup with a couple blades because it
well,
comes
see
with the
that,
shaft, and then it comes with two blades when you buy the shaft. Then you can buy different blades for it, so you can do like if you want a longer blade, shorter blades.
right, right. I've thought about even just making my own. I could probably make the same damn thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Seriously, because I just haven't done it. You know what I mean? I haven't because I'd make a the only the biggest thing for me is like I can probably make the spear point and all that stuff pretty easy and all that stuff is just finding a good hardwood, you know, for the staff itself.
yeah.
You know, that's something else. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to use like a broom handle, so I want to use something. I want something really strong, like a good strong wood on it. But I
Like a
think I
good
can do it
wood
actually.
oak.
Yeah, because I mean, I can probably do it out of like a leaf spring or an old lawnmower blade. I can make a blade pretty easy, and so
You know what wood glossing is? Glassing.
wood glassing,
Uh huh.
not right offhand.
All right. So like on boats, I found this out today because I got that project, so I'm like looking at videos and making ideas in my head because I just got a
What is
boat.
it like fiberglass, but something like that,
Yeah, but it's like the fiberglass resin.
right?
Instead of painting it on the fiberglass, you let it sit on wood,
Okay,
and so it encapsulates the wood. So it's like more of like a polyurethane, no, or it could be like a polyurethane.
but no,
I mean, I wonder.
it penetrates the wood. It doesn't just sit on top of it, right?
Yeah, it just sits on top of it,
Oh, okay.
encapsulates it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think my neighbors are burning something.
Northern Peachtree said they'll jump on a damn deer's back.
I would love to see that.
Hell, my dad back when he was a teenager, man, he used to actually go out now and get paid to wrestle alligators.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
See,
actually
that's
a thing.
Northwoods is one of my buddies, and he actually wants to come down here and go alligator hunting.
Oh yeah, I know where a
Yeah, we
bunch of
got
them
him here in
are.
Texas.
I know where a bunch of them are down here in Florida.
Yeah, I know a lot of them down here too. I mean, we just got it. And well, I got a boat now. I think
Well, I mean,
on
I don't know what is it like. For instance, I know like in here in Florida when it comes out and getting a tag. For instance, if you want to go out legally hunting one, I mean, if it's on your
Well,
private property, who's to say they ain't gonna say shit. But
well, I know. Well, uh, next year you can actually the state permits you one tag to harvest one alligator.
that's it. One a
Yep,
year.
yep.
Well, they've done a little. They treat us a little bit more generous. They allow two a year here. You
Well,
can
you guys
get two
got more of
tags.
a concentration of swamps and a lot more habitat for them than we
Holy
do.
crap! You go to Louisiana, man, dude. I think you can get 20 tags or more a year or something like that.
That's where they
Wait,
come from. They come
I
from the
don't
damn Cindy River.
shit. Hell, you go down south, man. Went down toward the Everglades. It's even worse, but still, there's alligators up here where I'm at. But you get down in the Everglades, they get big down there. I
Yeah.
mean, there, and then you got to deal with anacondas and freaking pythons that are out there in the wild, growing and.
See, I would love to do that. Like, go and do the iguana hunt and like the snake hunts. That'd be fun, dude. I'd be a kid in a candy store, dude. I
Well,
really
an
would.
iguana, I mean, an iguana hunt, that's also like, kind of like keeping the population in check too, but still, that is kind of like, it's just like tagging off pests and stuff.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like if there's fish in the pond that my uncle had stocked the pond with. So like if turtles are in there, boom, they're target practice, motherfuckers. They're gonna eat our fish, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, so I was like, little things like that. If there's something like that out there in the pond, it's like, damn, we can't do that, man. That's target practice right there.
Yep. Shoot him with the 22.
Unless it's like a soft shell turtle, that'd be like, probably eat that one. But like all these other stupid ass
Well, you can
turtles.
eat a hard shell, man. It's just you got to get a big enough one to clean.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
regular old snapping turtle ain't bad to eat. I've done that a couple times. Like a roast. You got some parts that are kind of rough, like roast meat. Then you got some that are tender, and
Oh, dude, man, that's another thing too. Most people that are not really that familiar with alligator altogether, when it comes down to the meat, a lot of people they go straight for the tail. All right, they think that's that's what most people go straight for. I'm gonna tell you something. Just like a deer, the prime rib type shit in there is the backstrap.
oh
The
yeah,
back
of
the
course.
back the backstrap is the best part of the meat right there. I mean, most people that don't know a lot about the alligator, they don't think of that. You know what I mean? They think about the tail for some reason. You know, and that's probably what you
North Lake
mostly
is
get
coming
in a
back
restaurant.
backstrap now. Alligator backstrap.
Oh my God, that is some good stuff right there. That's like butter.
Butter.
I like it. I like that stuff. I'm serious, man. The last one that ended up wandering out here in the pond, I think it was a 7 foot 11 inches. All right, and that was good on the fried up next to some cornbread and some coleslaw. I'm telling you, that was good.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm gonna do all the pricing on this boat and see if it gets over $500. I got a buddy that has an aluminum V bottom boat that already has the benches in it, everything like that. I might just buy it because it comes with a trailer for 500.
Okay, all right. Well, what do you? Okay, okay. I'm just thinking out in my head.
But I can get out that boat. I can get rid of that boat, keep that trailer. Since that trailer tilts already,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you tried
I
it
can make a
out?
plane.
Have you
Yeah, that
tried it?
trailer works fine.
Okay.
I even jacked it up to see if the wheel bearings are good on it. The wheel bearings are perfect on it.
Right on.
No wobble or nothing in them.
Sweet. I mean, that's that. I mean, you got a good deal on that thing, man. I mean, see, that's the thing. It's like you got to keep your eyes open. You never know what you might come across. Um, I kind of, the thing is, man, that's another thing too right now, because in my situation, my dad wants to sell the property I'm on right now, and because it's his property. But anyway, he wants to sell it, so it kind of leaves me in like where I got to find something else, and it's like, man, it's like, gosh, I started looking around. It's like a little over 10 years of stuff that I've kind of acquired. I got a lot of crap, man. You know,
You got a pickup?
no, not not at the moment. No, I've got
See,
a,
that's
I
why
got
I
a
was like
I
thinking.
got a little tiny piece of crap car because that's all I could afford at the time when my other vehicle broke down. So yeah,
See, that's what I'm thinking about doing because I'm vehicleless too. Like I had a '97 Ford F-150. Like the head gasket blew out on it,
right.
and so I basically just sold it and pretty much got my money back that I paid for it.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't tried to sell. See, I got a Pathfinder that the engine's starting to knock on it, man, because of
Mm.
oil leak in it. And anyway, everything else is good. You know what I mean? It's a pretty decent. It's an older vehicle though. I mean, I think it's like in a 90 something. But anyway,
Yeah.
uh, I was gonna sell it, but I ended up, I haven't done it yet. I just got it sitting over here, and so I just got whatever I can get my hands on. It just happened to be this guy had like a cheap Mazda for like $500, and I was like, I grabbed it. And I was like, it's a piece of crap, but it's getting me back and forth to work, for instance. You know,
Heck yeah.
it's I can't like, uh, I couldn't even put a like a hitch on it, man. You know, tow a damn trailer. I don't think it'd even do that.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about a pickup or a van. Something with a
Right.
V8 has the power, but older. Like I want something that's below 85 because then it'll be carbureted. And
Well, that's
like,
another thing too. Yeah, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Now, my experience so far, Dodge, old Dodge vans, their transmission sucks. Because I got an old Dodge van at the moment, man, and I've put two transmissions in it, man, and it's like, fuck, and it's sitting under the pole barn. And it's like it takes forever. It takes forever for it to get into gear when you first start it up, and you want to like go. You turn on the key, get it, running. Put it down to the gear. It doesn't want to go anywhere. Well, you can sit there and let it warm up for a long ass time, then it kicks in. You know,
that sounds like a line or something like that. Keith.
it just sucks because it's not the first time. This is the second transmission that's done almost the exact same thing. Anyway,
You know,
it's just Dodge. I don't know. It's the older Dodges.
them uh, early '80s Ford Econoline vans
Right.
were actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I
Had
gotta
like
look
a
into. I'd like actually, man. I mean, the reason why I got that van in the first place because, well, I was going to convert the back into a camper. That's what I was going to do,
see,
and it
that's
was
what I want to do.
well, it was more
That's
like I
why,
was sitting there thinking, kind of like a stealth type, or whatever, something
yeah,
I could be parked in the middle of, downtown, and it wouldn't attract attention. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you that knock in the middle of the night on the side of the fucking bank, it's like it's I want to avoid that. I've been there.
Well, Walmart supposedly is a safe place, so you can camp there.
Well, okay. Now it depends on there. I mean, honestly, since
I don't
Sam
know. I
Walt when
don't
he
go to
died,
Walmart.
well, when Sam Walt died, before he died, yes, for sure, it was very welcome. Since then, and now it's not, it's like I don't know. Walmart's kind of like I don't know the hierarchy of the company. They're not really crazy about it. There's a lot of places even around here, man, and they say, "Oh, no overnight parking in Walmart parking lot." I mean, you still see people doing it, you know what I mean? But then you also have that chance of something, because they have it noticed or they have a sign up, you know what I mean? But on a general, I guess, since it's been that way for so many years, it's like it's kind of like tradition, I guess you would call it. Like even that, and like
Yeah.
because I know a lot of people do the Cracker Barrel too, like all over the country. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Cracker Barrel freaking parking lot is another good spot. But um,
Any
but
truck stop, any like rest stop, you can camp.
for yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, I wouldn't stay too long. Don't overstay your welcome, that kind of thing for one. You know, I mean,
Oh,
because
I
it's
am.
gotten a lot worse since I was younger. When I was doing it in my early 20s and stuff like that, I traveled around this whole country like for 10 years, like freaking out of my backpack or in a van. And uh, it's different now. You know, like I remember when I used to be able to hitchhike across from one East Coast to the West Coast faster than most people drive it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now, shoot, trying to get a damn ride from down the street, you know, it's like unless somebody actually knows you personally, they're not. Nobody even looks in your direction anymore. You know what I mean? Uh, it's crazy. It's not the same.
You know, it's like down here in Texas. Okay, so this is the South. You know, and you see it all on these older highways. Everywhere, these little rest areas that have picnic tables. You know, it's remnants from the '60s, the '70s, and the '80s, and the early '90s. You know, because people were stopping like, oh, we're gonna go over here to this rest area and have lunch.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I did the so-called van life way before it was called van life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? It was just like it was um, when I turned 19, I had the opportunity to just take off, and I did. So you know, uh, uh, yeah. But the thing is, like that was another thing too. I always drifted back to Florida for some reason. I was just like, this is where I'm from. This is where I always drift back to. But I don't know. It also depends on what's going to happen. I might run to the hills if everything goes to shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You never know.
See,
But there's
that's
a
where I'm
lot of,
going to. I'm going to the
but,
Ozarks.
well, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of territory between here and there at the moment. You know what I mean? Depending on what's
Yeah.
going on, there's a lot of terrain I've got to traverse to get from here to there. You know what I mean? That's the only problem. Because I was thinking, anywhere. Put it this way: the whole Appalachian Trail is something I would like to be on. Anywhere on the Appalachian Trail would be good. Anywhere, and but the only thing is, then I'd have to deal with cold and snow and shit like that. But that's like a
Well,
fuck it. That's like a fuck it plan. If everything goes to a fuck it, I can deal with the snow. I'm gonna have to deal with the snow.
I want to be really real. Like, you can have all these plans, like, and then this is the true reality of survival. Is
Right.
you can have all these plans, but they're not going to go your way. Like,
But why? Oh yeah, I know.
yeah, survival. Like, the art of survival, dude, is actually going out there and putting yourself in those situations. So when you actually are in those situations, you're a lot more calmer. You're not freaking out. You already know what to do. You already know how to build that proper shelter.
Well, put it this way.
You know,
I would do better down here in Florida if I can stay here. If I can't, I'll go closer to the mountains and stuff because I just think that
I
would
mean,
be more where I need to be. Because there's some places out there on along the Appalachian Trail that I have been on that I know I can get lost in and nobody would find me. The only problem is I'm not the only one that knows about some of these spots. So I might not be the only
yeah,
one there. That's the only problem. It's like somebody else might have the same idea that I had. It's like, I remember this place that I went to that was really cool and you know what I mean? And but I might get there and somebody's already else there already, that's the thing about bug
I
out
mean,
locations, the so-called bug out
yeah,
locations. Unless you have like your own private property and that's what you got it all set up for that, that's one thing. But if it's like a spot that that would be a good spot, you might not be the only ones that know about it. You know what I mean? So that's the only
that's all I'm saying.
you know, because I do know some really good ones. Like up in the mountains, I know where some caves are, but I know I'm not the only one that knows about them. And it would be a really good spot, a very defensible. Uh, it's huge. You know what I mean? There's plenty of room on the inside. All granite rock. You know, I start thinking about that. Like for instance, if I had to have like a bunker, that would be awesome. You know what I mean?
But okay, so like I'm gonna put that like reality in, like a lot of those people that probably know about that as caves. Let's just say when it comes to shit hitting the fan, a lot of them are not gonna make it to their bug out.
Yeah, that's the problem.
A
That's
lot
why I
of them,
say the distance between where you're at now to that bug out location. How far is that distance? You know what I mean? And what you got to go to. You don't know what's going to happen between there and there. You know what I'm saying?
like I got to bug out. Like if the power goes off, I got 2 weeks to get the heck out of here. If not, I will probably come due to radiation poisoning because of the nuclear power plant that's like 29 miles down the road.
Well, see, that's another thing too. I started trying to figure out, like, for instance, they're talking, they're trying to hype up this nuke stuff, which whatever. If they do whatever they do it. We don't have really any control over what they're going to do because they're going to do whatever they want to do. So whatever, just be ready for whatever happens. But the thing is like, I started thinking about what exactly. Okay, for instance, if you wanted to lob off a bunch of shit, all right, and a lot of stuff made it through their air defenses and stuff and all that stuff and actually came to. Okay, what would be the targets? I started class. I was sitting there trying to like. I was like, okay, what would be like? I would like, okay, what would be totally military, totally civilian, or a mixture of the two? I was sitting there trying to like, I was categorizing it. I was trying to figure that out. What would be, you know what I mean? Depending on how you, I mean, because I'm sitting there
Okay,
thinking,
so
Putin's not going to just sit there and lose, dude. He's not just going to sit back and be a good loser. You know what I mean? I don't see that happening. You know what I mean?
no, listen here. Like I thought of this too, dude. I thought of this, and I thought of it good. I have thought about this for a couple of years.
Go ahead.
Uh, if I was Putin, and if I wanted to take out, and I wanted to hurt America really good,
Yeah.
all right, Fort Knox, bye bye.
Right.
All right, I would take out Lockheed Martin. I would
Okay.
take out Bell Helicopter, which are here in Texas. I would take out Boeing. Like take out the Air Force. Like if you crumble our Air Force,
Hmm.
because that's most of our backbone right there when it comes to war.
Well, yeah. Anything that has support. I mean, yeah. Okay. You think about it. Like, you're a soldier. You're going out there and you got a bunch of stuff on you, like a bunch of ammunition, all that stuff. All right. You go out there. You start fighting. You run out of ammunition. Well, you're going to have a support team that has a bunch of ammunition to give you, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's, you got to cut off that. You know what I mean? So, there's no support to come and give them support. you know, I started thinking about it because I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, and then the objective. All right, what would happen? Like, for instance, I was starting to, let's just say, for shits and giggles, yes, Putin gets killed or he loses, whatever, whatever, whatever. What kind
Yeah.
of a world does that look like? I'm trying to think about what kind of a world does that look like where Putin is just lost. Russia is no more. All right. And, like NATO gets its way. I mean, I'm just trying to imagine these things. Anyway, I don't see, like, for instance, me personally, I started thinking about it. Like, I can't claim that, I know what Putin's thinking, but I started thinking about, okay, from my perspective, I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about, okay, if I was Putin and I was sitting in a position where I was like, okay, I'm thinking about my whole country, blah, 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 everybody in it, and all this other stuff, and blah, all that. If I knew I was going into this situation and then find out later that this is a hole, I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna die anyway. Why not just take a bunch of motherfuckers out with me? I mean, if I've thought about it, don't you think he's thought about it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, so if I had, like, for instance, if I had the button and I was like, hey, it's like, you guys, I'm not gonna let this go down. I'm not gonna like you guys come in and just, I'm just gonna lose, and then you guys do whatever, and all my people have to be all this whatever. No, I'm gonna take all you motherfuckers out with me, or a bunch, is like, a bunch. But the thing is, I started thinking about it. While everybody's watching that, then I'm starting to think about what China's doing and North Korea just did recently on with the missiles and all this other crap and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, well, this is all happening at the same time. And then they start talking about this so-called nuke stuff. So biological weapons are in play too, not just nukes. So I'm just like, all right, what would be the targets? All right, what would be the most crippling to us or the United States as the enemy?
Well,
You know,
it's we the people that make the war machine go.
all right.
That was a big statement during World War II with, with all these companies making bombs and making the shells, making,
Good point. Good
all
point.
these things.
Well, I mean, you talk about Lockheed Martin. I mean, you talk about like fucking like DARPA or Boston Dynamics and what they're doing, and those are military contract type of companies.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another thing too. I start thinking about the AI system because I know what Russia's been messing around with when it comes down to AI and robotics and cybernetics and stuff like that. So same thing with China.
But you got to remember one thing, okay? Our air defense is like next level compared to every other nation.
Okay.
I mean, we got some badass fighter jets, like some badass
Does
fighter jets.
I mean, but the thing is like we only know about what they let us know about that we got. And then on top of that, nobody really knows what the fuck Russia's got. Nobody knows what the fuck China's really got hidden in a bunker somewhere. You know what I mean? You think about it, like, okay, you think about it. You're China, and
But
you're
the
that big.
United States,
Huh?
but the United States also has it's let me think here what's called it, but it's a system basically if like anything like a nuke or anything like that is fired to the U.S. like Tomahawk missiles, I think they use or something like that, some kind of missile they
Yeah,
use to like
to intercept it up
yeah
in the air.
yeah.
Well, check this out. Like, let's say they lobbed off of like a dozen in the motherfuckers. All right, do you think they can actually catch every single one of them? There's going to be at least one or two of them get through. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing I think about. I started thinking about that. The reason why I thought about that is like I was sitting there talking to a buddy of mine in the UK, and I remember somebody like one of the Russian officials was sitting there talking about, well, they got
Yeah.
one of this type of missile. If they just used one of those and lobbed it over into the UK, it would destroy the whole freaking island. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I started thinking about it. It's like, what if they lobbed off about 6 of those motherfuckers, and yeah, those intercepting things missed one, and there goes the whole freaking island. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Can you imagine that? What that would do to the global thing if that went down like that?
Yeah. It'd be devastating, man.
It'd be crazy world. Like, we're already in crazy world, but that'd be even crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I started
Yeah.
thinking about it. If the guy, I don't think he's just going to lie down and lose. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's assassins for both sides going on after each other. I'm sure he's got assassins after some people, and he's probably got people over in art, in CIA and all that shit that's trying to assassinate him. You know?
I thought, it's basically that's what I interpret what's basically going on with Russia and us and why the tensions are high between. I'm just saying because of the whole fact of Ukraine, because of our involvement with Ukraine.
Right. Well, the thing is like, okay, just recently, the Ukraine president like signed an agreement to join NATO. That was the whole reason why Russia went into to Ukraine in the first place, is because they didn't
Yeah,
want NATO getting in there. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that was the whole
yeah, and
reason he
that's
was
why
going in there.
Russia declared war with NATO.
So that was like a
But you don't hear that
even
on the news.
that was like a whole fuck you to, and like, okay, well, you're already invading our country and we're just going to say fuck you anyway. Now we're just going to get a bunch of other people that might be getting involved. So that's what he does. That's another thing too. Putin's actually said if there was anything when it comes down to the U.S. that gets involved when it comes down to like either support or weapons or whatever, that's an act of war. That means we're involved. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why I was sitting there thinking. I was like, okay, let's just say. I mean, honestly, you think about it. Was like
Well, we already
Russia.
cut Russia off, pretty
Well,
much.
the border of Russia is 50 miles away from Alaska.
Yeah,
I mean, think about that. I mean, and then
I
Alaska, you
already
got
have.
Canada, and then we're right there. You know what I mean? So
And that's in their backyard. They can get through Alaska like no problem. That's their prime. Like, okay, we'll drink some vodka and then we'll get through this hill. They don't call it mountains; they just
dude,
hills.
talk about cold weather, dude. I don't know how some of them guys do that, man. I really don't,
Man,
dude. I'm
like
telling
I watched this video a while back of like how like a day in the life of a Russian kid,
you. Yeah.
and like at school, like even the school teachers and like they go outside and like they dump water on themselves just to
Well,
keep their immune up.
I don't know. I don't know if they do this in Russia or not, but have you seen those guys that they call themselves polar bears or some shit? They jump in,
Yeah,
they like go in like a frozen lake and they chop a hole in it and jump in it. I'm
yeah.
like, are you freaking crazy? I'm telling me, man, I'm gonna tell you, if I jump into that sucker, my pecker would hide so far in my butt, I'd have to stick a finger up in my butt and holler snake for it to come back out.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. I mean, it's like, holy crap, dude. I mean, uh-uh. And that's like they say it's like supposed to keep them young and invigorated, and I don't know, man. I'm not gonna jump in a frozen lake. You crazy? I mean, I come from Florida, man. I mean, we're used to hot weather. I mean, it barely gets down to freezing. You know.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you'd be like, get me the fuck out here.
I'm telling you, dude. That's the thing. Is like that was us. Okay, I've lived in North Carolina before. I've lived in Tennessee and stuff like that. And I was in Kentucky during the blizzard of '98, and that was the first time I saw 5 and 6 foot drifts. All right, that was the first time I seen stuff like that. All right, and I was in Kentucky at the time. I'm telling you, man. The thing is, man, is like I'm not really crazy about snow. you know, especially when it's like
Oh yeah.
nothing but like slushy mud. You know what I mean? That's even worse. You know what I mean? Um, I don't mind when snow's falling. When snow is actually just falling from the sky, it's actually pleasant. The temperature's nice and all that stuff. But when it turns into slushy mud and ice, dude,
Oh yeah.
it's nasty. I can't stand it.
It's like down here in Texas, I'm like in central West Texas. Like I'm on the verge of like West Texas.
Hmm.
And it snows here once in a while. But like it's been 90. It was 90 today.
Yeah. It got
But
pretty
like
hot
when
today. If you were sitting in the sun, man, I mean, if it's not too bad in the shade today for here, but I mean, once you got out in the sun, it was just beaming on you. No clouds. It was hot. I was out
man, I
there
tell
doing,
you what, though, it gets below 60, that hoodie's coming on.
well, I mean, like the past couple of mornings, it's been, well, me personally, it gets below 60. I'm starting to shiver a little bit. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
how I am. But I mean, like past couple of mornings, I've actually had a hoodie on just because I was like, holy crap, man. It's a little chill there, And I had the air conditioner on all night, and I walk outside. I'm like, oh crap, I need to put a hoodie on.
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. But the past couple of nights or past couple mornings, it's been like that. You know, it's actually been pretty nice at night for the past couple of nights, man. Like perfect, like sitting next to the fire outside type of weather. I like that. That's not too bad.
Oh yeah.
I might do that now. I think about it because I think my boss is going out of town for like a few days next week, and I'm not going to be working, so I'll be like, I might go camping or something. I don't know. I've been thinking about it.
Heck yeah. You should document it.
I've thought about that too. You know what I mean? You know, it's like um, I was sitting there trying to because the only way I do it is on my cell phone. I mean, I'd have to do a live stream or something like that. That'd be the only way I'd do it. Because recording stuff and then downloading it sucks. I'm telling you, man. It would like if I had a 30-minute video, it takes 6 hours to download it to YouTube. It sucks ass.
Yeah, it does take a while.
That's why I like to do the live streams because then it's like instantaneous type of scenario. But you know, and then sometimes I can get a little, you know, uh, long. You know, is if I did something like an hour and try to download that, oh my god, it takes forever.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Like I could do like a 5 minute video and it'll be done in like 15, 20 minutes.
What, like on your cell phone?
Yeah.
Really? Not mine for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know why. You know, like I said, man, it's like I don't know what it is. I guess they get really critical about my stuff. I guess evidently some of the stuff that I've had or I've said over the years is just hit a nerve, and that's the reason why. I mean, the only explanation, the only claim that YouTube gives me on when they delete my stuff is either it was medical misinformation or misinformation of the 2020 election. So,
Really.
yeah, for real. Those are the only two explanations, the only claim.
You know,
No
we've
proof.
talked about
No
that
proof.
on plenty of my lives, and I haven't had a mark yet.
Oh, yeah. No,
I
that's a
mean,
good thing. I'm gonna tell
there's
you,
some damn
man.
good at.
Well, you know what, the thing is like that's the reason why I was sitting there thinking is like you know how communistic is getting on that scenario. Um, because like for instance, I can't have an opinion or showcase other people's opinions or whatever, you know what I mean? And without like going against YouTube's guidelines or crap, you know. There are
Man,
some things that
I
I was
feel
actually
like
go ahead.
I feel
I'm
like
sorry.
if like we had like a civil war or we had like a nuclear war and happen here, I think majority of people will stick together. Like not a majority, like a lot of people, but like there's gonna be those communities,
Well, yeah, yeah,
But
for real.
then the people that are so sheepish and depend on everybody around them to do stuff for them, they're the ones that are gonna be the problem
Well,
because
history
they're gonna
has
kill some
shown
of
all
you.
of us. History has shown all of us. It doesn't matter how much you
Yeah.
got your nose shoved up their ass and you think you're not, you think you might be unprotected or unstoppable or untouchable. Dude, you'll be one of the first ones they shoot when they don't need you no more. You
Yep.
know what I mean? You know, once they use you up for whatever they're using you up for, you'll be fucking shot in the head. That's how it always happens. Every time through history, every time through history, that's how it's happened. You know, Mao was
A lot of
even
people,
worse. You know, go ahead.
say, like I've been hearing some people talk about how, not to be the lone wolf, don't be a lone wolf, don't have the lone wolf mentality. And I say,
Right.
fuck that. Have that lone wolf mentality when it comes to it. Because when it comes down to it, I mean, you can't trust nobody.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. The people that say that or the when it comes down to don't be that lone wolf or don't do that lone wolf scenario. They want that herd mentality. They want that pack mentality.
Yeah.
And stupid people in large packs are fucking. You can't underestimate that shit. I mean, um, you get a bunch of stupid people all together doing stupid shit. Stupid shit happens.
Yep.
Um,
People get killed. People get hurt.
well, that's the thing, dude. It's like see, the thing is like that pack or that herd mentality. That's why I've always been I guess a lone wolf or whatever, or a black sheep or whatever all my life. I've always kind of been somewhat of a loner. I people gravitate to me, and I kind of gravitate to other people. You know what I mean? I don't like I don't need a group. I just happen to have people around me. You know what I mean? I guess that's
Yeah.
how I can explain it. I mean, I went to I don't know. Are you familiar with Job Corps? Do you know what Job Corps is?
Yes. You want to hear something funny about Job Corps?
Go ahead.
I used to be a security guard there.
Really?
Yeah.
Where? What Job Corps?
Flint Hills Job Corps Center in
Really?
Kansas.
I would have had your ass for lunch.
Dude, I was good at my craft.
Uh-huh. Dude, as soon as I hit a tree line, I disappeared. Not a damn security guard could catch my ass. I would always be back for bed check or a meal. I was good. But dude, I was at the largest one in the U.S. for Earl C. Clemens. And dude, I'm gonna tell you, uh, and I also learned from some of the best too when it come down to getting off center, getting on and off center. And
Yeah.
I
See,
was
but
also
I was actually pretty decent. Like, you know, when it came down to the pot, because I knew like if they get caught with pot,
hmm
we're gonna have to call the cops. I have to do paperwork. All right.
yeah, technically a federal
So I was
ground,
like,
federal property.
yeah.
Technically.
So like, I give them the option to come up clean and just give it to me, surrender it to me, and then I'll fucking just dispose of it. And I tell them don't let me catch you again. Like they get that first little like slap on the hand, but then
What are you talking
because
about?
that was
Like,
my job, I had to do my job.
what are you talking about? Like catching people like once they're on center, or catching people while they're coming in and out of center, or what are you talking about?
Okay, so the center that I worked at,
Yeah.
it wasn't a like a regular campus like where you went to. I know what campus you went to.
Okay.
All right, so this campus was only like for residential, like they lived there.
Oh, okay. Different. That's different.
Yeah. So like on the weekends they will go home, and on the back on the when on the way back they had to go through the gymnasium where we were in there searching for their bags.
I spent 2 years at
And
Earl C. Clemens, and then I went to the satellite center, but that's all in Kentucky and stuff, man.
yeah,
Uh, it's a that's a whole different story over there, man. I think because it's like a big place. The smaller one was actually all right, but it's still the same old, same old. It's like a
I
smaller town.
hated that job.
Dude, I actually was kind of sneaky. I got a scanner where I actually had a scanner where I could get their damn frequency for their damn radios, and I knew exactly where they were.
Yeah, fuck, there
uh,
you go.
I had some good hookups, man. Because I'll tell you a story. My first week of orientation was the same week that Rodney King got beat up. That'll tell you what my first week of orientation was like.
Damn.
So yeah, and that was at Earl C. Clemens. So
Man.
if you know what that is, I mean, it's just a, you know, yeah. That was fun times, good times. I spent 2 years, good times, good times. But
No,
I
like
got to know a lot of people though. I did. I got to know a
yeah,
lot.
I did too. I didn't like the job because it felt like you was actually a cop. You know,
Yeah, technically,
just
yeah.
like the way those kids were, man. Because those kids, man, they will
Yeah,
do anything to bring in pot, and they had a soybean field out back.
yeah.
And when that thing is up, them kids will go out there and they'll sneak out there at nighttime and go out in the middle of that damn field and smoke.
Hmm.
But they don't know that, if you look down the aisles, if you're walking and looking down the aisles, you can see. And so that's how I caught him.
Hey, awesome, Alice. Yeah, they're just looking for another reason probably to take my channel down because I've already got 2 strikes, bunch of videos taken, blah blah blah. Yeah, just they're just itching for some reason. I don't care. But I mean, like I said, I'll, I'll come back even bigger. But I ain't worried. But the only problem is like it would just for me, it's like what 9 8 9 years on this particular main channel right here. The one I had before that, all those videos are gone. But this one is like I think 8 or 9 years of videos, and all that would be gone. That would kind of suck. But whatever.
Oh, yeah. I'm at the point where I just don't care.
Well,
Like when it comes to YouTube, yeah, I want to make content. I still want to do what I want to do, like what I imagine for my channel. Yeah, I'm gonna do
right.
that. But I don't really care about what people say. I don't care for what people think about my channel. I'm just gonna do what I enjoy doing, and that's
Well,
what.
that's the whole purpose, in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't make my channel for other people. I did it just because of me. I just wanted to just put some shit up there, and I knew other
yeah,
people.
make some
All
content
right,
because I'm fucking bored.
well, okay. My thing is a lot of it was the CB radio. All right, well, to me, CB radio in the younger generation, most of them, unless they're parents or family members or something like that, they don't have some exposure to that. So I was like,
Yeah,
well, shit, I'll just put a bunch of shit on, take video gates of like the stuff that goes on. Actually, at one time I was highlighting a bunch of assholes. It's like there was a lot of assholes that get on the radio, and I just recording them, and I was like showcasing them on my fucking channel for a while there. I was like, look, here's another one of them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because trolls have always been around. There's nothing new about trolls when it comes down like the internet and all that shit. Dude, they were around way before trolls. I mean, trolls were around way before the internet. I've had to deal with trolls for a long time. So it doesn't even bother me the stuff that goes on nowadays on the internet. But it really does bother a lot of people, I've noticed. I see this when it comes down to like live streams or different people's channels and stuff. They really they really they bite the hook is what I because what trolls like to do is what they do is like fishing. It's kind of like what cops do. They fish. What they do
yeah,
is they'll throw a comment out there, and that's on the end of a hook. All right, and if you get triggered by that comment, that's fish on, buddy. Fish on. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, it's the same thing on the radio. It's the same thing on the internet. It's just a different medium. Now we got video. It's not just audio. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. People need to learn to control their emotions.
yeah.
They need to take it. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but they need to reconsider that. They're just words.
It's funny though. I mean, some people really do get riled up. I mean, honestly, man, I've seen, like, for instance, I was watching one live stream and they were talking shit about another person's channel, and you go over to that person's channel, they're having a live stream talking about that other person's channel, and I'm like, and it's like they're having a live stream, both of them are having a live stream talking shit about each other. I was like, God damn, what the fuck? It's crazy, crazy.
Yeah, fuck those channels. Like, really, like, I'm not trying to start anything. It's just, I don't see the point.
Dude, I'll tell you this. This is what I was actually. This is what comes across in my mind. It's like airing. It's like sitting out here and throwing all your dirty laundry out here for the world to pick through. You know what I mean? And then bitching because people are picking through it. Well, hell, you just put it out here for the whole public to fucking just pick through it. You laid it out here for everybody to go through forever, as long as the internet's around. You know what I mean? You think about it. 20 years from now, people are still going to be watching that video and still nitpicking you on that stupid shit that you did. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are still doing it, and they're putting like every
You're
bit.
doing it wrong.
What now?
You know, they do shit like that. Oh, you're doing it wrong. Oh, you're stupid.
Right? I don't know, man. It's just I was like, I just don't understand. I'm like, me personally, I wonder, like, what is archaeologists like 2,000 years in the future gonna think when they dig up some shit and they start looking at some of these old videos? What are they gonna think of us? You know what I mean?
It's corn. Oh, this is the first video that popped in my head. Like, that is a stupid ass fucking video. Like those fad videos. That's why I call them is, what's in trend. Oh, trending videos is so stupid.
Oh, dude, you know the ones that it was giving me a giggle because there's so many people that watch them. For some reason, they get a lot of views. It's like those ones that are like, I'm gonna open a box. So their whole video is they get a box, they open it up, and they show everybody what's in it. Dude, you know how many fucking views these things get? I'm like,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
it's ridiculous.
It's crazy, crazy.
Dude, like, there's videos out there. You can look this up. People eating.
Right?
Like these Japanese people or whatever, these Korean people or whatever, Asian people eating. And they're ever like being nauseous, and they're like 2, 3, 400,000 views. I'm like, God dang.
I know. It's weird. I mean, and I travel around like all over YouTube. I try and find where the edges are. You know what I mean? I mean, and there's a lot of weird stuff out there that surprises me that I get strikes for some of the stuff that I put on. But yeah, these things are still up. You know, these kind of, it's crazy. I see some stuff. I'm like, holy crap, that actually offended me. You know what I mean? And I don't really get offended. And it is still up. You know, there's a few things out there on YouTube that I'm just like, I don't understand why that crap's still there. But then I start thinking about like the people that own YouTube, and
I mean, it just seems like to me they're trying to make the big bad world seem so bright and sunny, you know?
well, dude, their whole excuse or their whole premise is like they want to make this a safe space or a safe platform for every blah blah blah, you know, whatever. I'd rather have, dangerous freedom than peaceful slavery.
Yeah. That's the whole foundations of this country.
It makes it so much interesting, because that peaceful slavery just reminds me of like everybody's the same, it's like, a uniform and blah blah blah. I don't like that.
These crybabies that cry about all this, let's talk about like the guns, the people that cry about the guns, they have never shot a gun.
Right.
They don't have no recollection of like why we use them. They just see the bad.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you some fish. I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. I have seen many videos over again where these people are like doing like, the man on the street type questions. Just getting out there and getting into the protests and just asking people questions and stuff. And
Yeah.
then I see a lot of these guys go to like type of like gun rallies and stuff like that. They're like trying to like get what they call common sense gun laws and blah 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 whatever and red flag law blah blah blah. They sit there and proponent like want to get rid of like assault weapons and blah blah blah. They have all these signs and stuff, but when you start asking them questions, they don't know dick about it. They don't know nothing about this stuff. They don't even know. They don't even know exactly the position that they're like holding a sign for. They don't even know how to defend the position that they're actually protesting and stuff. And it's just like
Yeah.
useful idiots. Useful idiots.
Like here's a sad, harsh reality. Like I don't see us
Good to see
standing
you.
together and fighting. Like I see smaller groups getting together and fighting against the government, but I don't see bigger groups. Like if it comes
Well,
down to it, because I mean, we got a lot of pussies, man.
well, I'll tell you this, man. In reality, and I know, hell, I've had family told me this. It's like a lot of people believe might makes right. So a lot of people is the strongest will survive scenario.
Yeah,
Uh, um, unfortunately, I don't think might makes right. Might just makes whatever the hell happen. If you can force a bunch of people to do what you want them to do, then I wouldn't call that right, but it can be done. It has been done.
yeah,
That's the unfortunate thing. A lot, when the Holocaust and all that stuff, man. A lot of people were willingly put into train cars and then shoved into gas chambers. Willingly, mind you. They were fooled, they were lied to, but they were willingly to do it. And some of the useful idiots will be the same type of people that would be willingly go into the damn gas chambers and just and die. You know what I mean? But they're also going to be like the neighbor down the street that sits there and narcs on everybody around the block.
Yeah.
You know.
like I'm just saying, dude. Like lone wolf. I think the lone wolf mentality is not. Like it's. I think it is going to be the best because of the fact that if somebody gets in your way and you're in that survival situation, what are you going to do? You're going to kill them unless something tells you not to. You're going to listen to your body. Like when you're in that survival situation, dude, you're listening to your body. Your body tells you things.
Well, yes. Okay, and I've said this before. Okay, you know how for me personally, my gut never lies to me. Okay,
Yep.
that's just me. Now I don't know if I assume that's the same thing for everybody, but for me personally, my gut never lies to me. But my head, my heart, and my dick will.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's the thing too. I mean, like for instance, I have this certain situation in my life right now where my gut tells me just chill, just chill for a while, and my head is like, no, man, I got to get this shit done. I got to get this shit done. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a weird conflict between the two. you know. But I have learned just to always trust and don't ignore my gut because
Yeah.
my gut would never lie to me.
Yep.
And my gut's been telling me like this crap that's going around, this global crap that's going around right now. Um, my gut's been telling me for a long time this is a long time coming, and they've got all the infrastructure in place. This is what's going on. You know, I just try, because somebody asked me this a long time ago, but if somebody was asking me this today, I don't know how to answer it because I mean, somebody was like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Might get nukes, like as they say, they might freaking nuke us any day now or something. I don't know. And fuck, 5 years from now. You know,
Shit, I'm taking a chance of living and dying every time I step out. Like, well, I'm taking a chance of living and dying any second right now.
well, yeah. I mean, honestly, man, when I get in my buddy's truck, man, and go off to work, I take my my life is in his hands every morning. You know what I mean? And if he ain't
Yeah.
paying attention, I could get hit by a car. You know, um, seriously. I mean, I could just by going to work, I could die in an auto accident. You know what I mean? Any moment.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like I don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 years. I mean, honestly, if it continues in the route that it's going, hmm.
But you are totally right about you being your head and your heart and your
Uh
that
huh.
that being your enemy, man, because it is your enemy.
It will lie to you. I mean, it won't always tell you the truth. It would, these things do tell you the truth, but they will also lie to you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm gonna tell you something, man. My pecker has gotten me in some trouble, and I trusted that sucker, and it got me in trouble. And
I feel you on that.
so, and my head will do that too. My head will do some weird thing. My heart will do it. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
My heart would lead me somewhere where and it totally gets me on. Because I'm gonna tell you something. My heart's kind of fucked me up too. My head's fucked me up, and the heart. And get that together, and you get the pecker involved. Oh my god, it's all.
You got one hell of a time.
hmm I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
You know, this other creature called a woman gets involved. It's like, oh my god.
Oh, don't get me started on women, man. Women are some fucking weird ass creatures.
Tell you, man. I think all women are crazy. Just different
They are.
levels of crazy. Just different
Yeah,
levels. That's all.
they are.
They're all crazy.
It's like my ex, man. She like broke up with me 3 or 4 times. All right, she
Right.
broke up with me this last time, and I was like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna go find somebody else." And so when she went and came over and brought the my daughter over, she met the new girl, and boy, man, she did not like that at all.
Yeah, it's like if I can't have you, nobody can.
It's like, but you fucking broke up with me. What the fuck?
You better watch out, man. Next thing you know, she's standing next to your bed when you wake up with a knife in her hand. Ooh, that would
Dude,
suck.
I make poor life decisions. I've impregnated, and I have $2 from 2 different redheads. Okay,
Oh.
I am a dead man walking.
Oh hell.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry. Yeah.
fucking two
What
ginger snaps away from a fucking 8 foot grave, dude.
so what do you want on your tombstone again? No, it's good.
He was a
Yeah, 'cause
good
I'm gonna tell you,
fisherman.
I'm gonna tell you, man. There ain't what is it? Was it? You haven't. Hell hath no fury for a woman scorned or some shit like that. What was that? How does that quote go?
I
Um,
don't know.
I don't know, but it's just as like a woman scorned is just as bad as hell fire and stuff. I don't know, man. It's like you never know. Especially, I mean, like I said, there's different levels of crazy, and some of them are freaking insane crazy. Um,
Oh, I know. I know. If you piss off a woman or yell at her kid, because I have a stepson.
yeah.
Yeah, he locked me out of the house the other day when it was raining. So I popped in and was like, "Don't shut the fucking door, don't fucking lock my door." And she got all mad about that, and I'm still hearing about it. And that was like 2 months ago.
Oh, dude. That's another thing too. They like to save those moments and put them in like a little baggie so they can pull them back out whenever they want. It's like, oh, you remember this? You did that, blah blah blah. Like that was like freaking 15 years ago. You know, you know.
A fucking good day to me right now is if I don't talk to her.
I used to know a guy that was like that, man. He became a workaholic, literally. I mean, he would work all the time just because he didn't want to go home. I don't know. I like being single personally. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, I haven't really found the right one, or maybe I kicked the right one to the curb a long time ago and didn't realize it. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I think I did with my ex. I think she was the right one, but I lost my way, man.
Well, yeah, there was one girl I was dating a long time ago that yeah, I probably did. I know I screwed it up, but it could. You know how they say that there's that one for everybody, right? If that's
Yeah.
true, I've actually wondered if that was the one, and I'd kicked her to the freaking curb. You know what I mean? And so I'm kind of screwed. You know, that kind of thing. So I don't know, but
You know,
I don't.
I'm 34. You know, I've been through a lot. You know, I've been through war. I've had post traumatic stress disorder. I've been the last 10 years have actually been somewhat peaceful. But like after coming home and getting medical discharge and stuff like that, I went through the ups and downs of committing suicide and all that.
Well, that sucks ass, man. I'm gonna tell you, suicide
Well,
will solve all your problems, even the ones you ain't got.
the problem is every time I try to kill myself, somebody's right there to cut me down or fucking take me to the hospital.
I mean,
I mean, I gave up on it.
I'll
I
tell
gave
you
up
this,
on it.
and I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, but that's a quitter's way out, dude.
It is. It's a coward's way, and I've learned that through the years.
I'm just saying, I don't want to
Yeah,
sound
it is.
disrespectful or anything like that. I'm sure, I mean,
No,
I've
no,
actually
no.
known
You're not,
people
dude.
in my life that's actually
You people,
committed suicide.
you should preach that to people
Well,
because
I've
suicide
tried to
is a
say it.
big
I
problem,
actually,
dude.
man, there was a friend of mine that was really wanting to commit
Yeah,
suicide one time, and he was actually a pretty good friend of mine at the time, but he was getting bad
yeah,
into some shit, and I told him I was like, because at the time, man, he knew it also, but at the time I was really getting into a lot of like esoteric and magical type stuff, and I was like, listen, dude, don't ever. If you did that, I would bring you back to life and then fucking kill you again. You know what I mean? So that's how that. So don't even fucking try it. You know that kind of thing. But I've actually known two guys. There was one guy. I actually was talking to him like I think it was that same day or the day before or whatever. I think it was the same day actually. But uh, he had took a big climbing rope, and there's this big parking deck by a civic center that I used to live by, and he went up to the top deck of that sucker and jumped off of the side of it, and hung himself over a
yeah,
woman, over a freaking woman,
yeah.
and but yeah, I think I bumped into him earlier that day. I saw the backpack. I didn't think anything of it. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Next thing you know, and actually I lived in a loft apartment downtown, like above a store, and right across the street was like the parking deck, and that actually it's actually like a where a lot of hookers they would actually walk up and down the sidewalk right near in front of that thing. So there was always some action there. So I didn't even think anything of it when I saw ambulances and freaking cop cars and stuff until the next
Yeah.
day. Then I'm like, oh crap, that was him. You know what I mean? And so um, but yeah, and there was another guy, man. Actually, the other guy, I don't think he did it on purpose. I think he was playing a joke, but he ended up hanging himself. And but
Oh
he was going to
man.
play a joke on his brother. All right, and what he knew he was going to when his brother come home, he was going to run in the closet, hang himself, kind of scare him, that kind of thing. Here's the car door shut, runs in there and does that. Happened to be the next door neighbor. His brother didn't get there for 2 hours later. He's already dead, that kind of thing. His mom was actually the teacher at the fifth grade at the school over there near where I used to live, and yeah, it was crazy, man. And I've known a couple other people that overdosed and stuff like that, but that was
Yeah.
that's a different story. But straight up, like when we do that home stuff, I mean, it's like over a freaking girl. It was like I was like, if I had, I don't know. I wish when I saw him earlier, I wish I had said, wish I knew something was up, and I'll be like, hey, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Don't worry about it. I mean, shit, look at that girl. She's over there. She's hot as hell. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't know, man. But it's just some people. I understand depression. Trust me, I get it. And because I've been in some really, I, I
Oh yeah.
I didn't think I would get through it. You know
But
what I
you're
mean? That
totally
kind of
right.
thing.
It is the most cowardly way to go is,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean, okay. uh, yes, because honestly, it takes more courage and more strength actually to get through that and keep on going. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
in my mind, you know what I mean. Um, it's kind of like like I said, I've known a few people that like overdose and stuff. I've known a few people that were all like bad in heroin and all this other crap, and and you know, they were scared to death to get off the shit. They thought they were going to lose their mind, that kind of thing. And you know, one of the things that I've learned through my life, through my experiences, is like if you can survive a cold turkey thing, that's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you're really all it is a mental. It's all up in your head. You got to actually realize that no matter what it is, it's all like in your head. And if you can just survive that, that cold turkey thing, that's the best way to do it. But
Oh yeah. I've
it's
done
hard.
that. I've done it.
Well, yeah. I
You
mean,
know, quit smoking cigarettes. I've, you know,
well, I'll tell you this. I mean, I quit for 4 years. Now I'm back up to smoking tobacco again, but that's how I quit. I took cold turkey. You know. But I was going through some desperate or depression type of stuff at the time. I was working in a bar as a bouncer at the time where everybody smokes inside the bar. I was getting secondhand smoke as it is. Next thing you know, I'm buying a pack of cigarettes at the store and I'm hooked all over again. You know, and
yeah.
but yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
actually tobacco, caffeine, and sugar are the hardest things for me to kick. I mean, I've tried a lot of other drugs, man, and these things, man, got a hook on me. I mean, compared to some of the other stuff that I've done, I've tried a lot of other stuff. You know, I really like hallucinogens, though. Those are my
God
favorite.
damn, neighbor. Y'all hear that?
I heard something. What was that?
Oh, my neighbor's over here blaring music.
Oh, no kidding.
He's cool.
Hell, I was sitting there talking about that. Matter of fact, with one of my uncles over here, I was like, "There's a deck over here. It'd be perfect to set a band on, man, and just sit there and have a party one of these weekends out here.
Oh yeah.
Just have live music." And at night, man, the sound travels through these freaking hills like it travels far. And dude, you get loud music out here, everybody within 100 miles probably hear it.
Well, I'm gonna hop off of here because I got to get stuff ready for my live stream here in a little bit.
Hey, no worries, man. I think I'm probably sitting here jabbering my jaw too much anyway.
No, I had just had the woman call me too, so I gotta call her back.
Hey, no worries, man. I appreciate you coming up though.
All right, brother.
Yeah,
All right, later, everybody in the chat. All right, later, y'all.
yeah. Let's see here what we got going on. If there's anything, nothing left on the radio really. Skip is out, and I guess I'm gonna head on out myself. And I appreciate everybody coming in. Northwoods, Purple Spliff. Let's see here. Mike, awesome. Alice, man, that's really awesome that you came in. Was it Anarch Chick? I'm glad you came by. Glad to see you popping in. Um, 21 SC, Steve, Exiled One. That's another thing too, man. I mean, let's hear Mike Carho. Carhole. I guess that is it. Mike's Carhole. Anyway, uh, And let's see here. What else? Snooks came in tonight. Let's see here. Mike Taylor. Anyway, I'm really glad all you guys came in and hung out. And who knows? Like I said, I got my other channel, Anarchy Television #2, or Anarchy TV #2. That's the name of it. But anyway, I'm gonna probably do some more live streams over there. But because I don't know, man. Like I said, they're looking for any reason probably to kind of shut my channel down. But on this one, so there's no telling what could happen. I'm one strike away, so right on the edge, man. But anyway, appreciate y'all coming in. I'm the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here, your host for Anarchy Television, and I'm back out.